If you ever wondered how you could turn a small empty space into a thriving patch garden, let me share the simple steps I took to grow my own fresh produce at home. Let's get into it. In my little patch garden, I have kale, potatoes and basil, and I'll be sharing with you tips and requirements on how to take care of this produce. And these are the kale that I bought from B&Q, and I also have some seeds which I'll be planting later on. So today I'm planning to harvest some kale. As you can see, I've got a few of them spread out around my patch garden. Here are a few tips that you need to bear in mind when it comes to harvesting kale. You need to harvest your kale in the morning when the leaves are cool and crisp. Also, you should try as much as possible to pick young tender leaves and harvest the outer leaves when they're large enough to eat, and usually they're about 4 to 8 inches long. Younger leaves tend to be more tender and flavorful. You can harvest kale by using your hands or a pair of garden scissors. And when it comes to harvesting, make sure you snip out the leaves and leaving the central growing point intact. This allows the plant to keep producing new leaves. And also don't over harvest, which means that you do not remove more than 1/3 of the plant at a time to ensure continued healthy growth. When it comes to growing kale, make sure you choose the right location where there's full sun for at least 6 hours daily. Kale tends to tolerate some shade but prefers plenty of sunshine. Make sure the soil is well drained and nutrient-rich soil with a pH between 6 and 7.5. You should space out your seedlings or your seeds about 12 inches apart to allow room for growing and air circulation. Also, make sure the soil is left moist and not waterlogged. Hopefully you found these tips helpful, and this will help you to grow and harvest your kale successfully. Now let's talk about patch gardens, which are ideal for beginners or those with limited space, offering a simple and sustainable way to cultivate your own food. And here are a few tips that you need to bear in mind when creating a patch garden. You need to choose the right location. Make sure that the area receives at least 6 hours of direct sunlight daily, and there's good drainage and airflow, which is essential for healthy plants. And also you need to plan out your layout. This could be a combination of using raised beds or containers or planting directly to the soil, depending on the space and the soil quality that you have. And if you're starting from scratch, make sure that the soil you use is rich with organic compost or wild rotten manure. And healthy soil promotes strong root growth and higher yields. And when it comes to growing a patch garden, you need to start small. A small patch is easy to care for and can be expanded over time as you gain experience. And always choose plants which are easy to grow, such as kale, basil, potatoes, or lettuce to increase your successful rate. Always plant things that will naturally thrive in each season. Regularly check for pests and prune your produce as needed. As you can see, some of my kale have been eaten by a caterpillar munching on them. So sometimes, and they tend to hide behind the leaves. Now and then I tend to look behind the leaves and get rid of the eggs, or they lay and leave them there. And if you're not planning to use pesticides, there are natural ways on which you can get rid of pests and insects, which I'll be sharing in another video, so look out for it. Hopefully these tips have been helpful and will be able to encourage you to go and start your own patch garden. You do not need a large space to do this. Use what you already have and just expand from there. You can use raised beds, you can use containers, you can use anything to grow herbs and vegetables. The potatoes are not ready yet, and I'll be harvesting them at some time. And these potatoes were actually planted by my children, who were so happy to see them growing and they can't wait to eat them. And these are the basils that I've grown in my garden. I've just spread them out. And this is how I've left some of the kale for them to carry on growing. But yeah, as I said, I've got a lot of caterpillars that keep on going to them and eating them. So I have to keep on top of removing their eggs and caterpillar and making sure that they don't destroy all kale. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. It really helps me and encourages me to keep on going. And also you can hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And this is what I managed to harvest today. As you can see, it's a full bowl, and I just need to wash them and chop them and enjoy them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye for now.